do this. New version of Dwarf Fortress. All sorts of new fun stuff to do. Let's take a look at what we've got here. Now, assuming all my settings are still working and all that jazz. Yeah, let me double check here, make sure I can see our chat session there. Make sure I got my local echo that I can see. Hi, everybody. Nope, looks like we're still borked on our chat window here. Hold on. Let's see if I can fix that real quick. Properties. We want that to be not that screen. There we go. Much better. Not quite. Now I got the whole damn thing. Ah, for crying out loud. You figure you leave settings alone for a while and you'd be a-okay. But no. Nope, nope, nope. I'll move this over here momentarily. If it's not one thing, it's another. Isn't it that always the case? Select region. Let's shore this up. No, I want to select region. There we go there, and there we go there. Okay. There. Better. Not perfect, but better. Alrighty. Let's see if I can do this a different way here. So I can actually see everybody that's in the channel, which would be handy to say the least. Holy crap, I can see myself. Make sure I mute myself. Set that over here. I'm glad you've been waiting a long time for it. I'm terribly sorry you've been waiting, but I'll see what I can do here to make sure that things are working well. And again, for those of you who have stumbled across this for whatever reason, if I'm looking this way, that means I'm looking at you guys. Dual monitor setup. So I found a decent place, it looks like. We've got our new version of Dwarf Fortress, which last I checked here, and I'm going to go up to my little raid here. It's version 0.40.19. We were using the Lazy Noob pack, or Parents pack, whatever they want to call it now. Version 2, you can always find that, like if you go to the Reddit forums, you can grab it there. We did a stock world gen, nothing really special about that. I will be posting my initial deployment group, what do you call it, Embark profile, later. I'll probably throw that in Reddit or something like that. But here we are. We're using the standard texture pack, if I can ever remember her name, that's based off of. We've got, looks like a swamp, part of a mountain, 7 dwarves, and a stream. Streams are nice. We can build walls around it and not have to worry about crap crawling up through a river, so that's always nice. Lots of trees. We've got all sorts of new types of trees apparently. We can pick fruit now, and you guys probably know about as much as I do at this point on what has changed, so let's figure out where we're going to scope out a place to live. Now, we've got one biome here, it looks like, and I think you guys can see that through there. I don't need to keep that screen open. This is a little bit easier, so I can keep tabs on you guys. Hey, Linux. It's glad to be back. You know, it's the problem with summer is there's just too much to do outside and too much just miscellaneous stuff, so winter's pretty much my thing. Coffee, check. Vape, check. Anybody's curious, it's a Vision Spinner 2. It's got a Aero Tank 2 from Kanger, Running Sexy Lady in it at 4.3 volts. Alrighty here, what am I looking at? I've got small ponds. Surface water's not terribly bad. It's awfully close to the edge up here if I want to get kind of a decent size. I think we'll keep it we're just going to grab and snag just a little bit of that creek just for some fishing. So let's get our tree guys going here, and I'm going to just grab a chunk about like this to start here. We can kind of get an idea of where we're going to build our wall. I want to snag this little pond, and just north of this river. I don't want to dip too much into this biome. It's a mountain biome. Stuff doesn't grow on the surface there anyway, so we'll grab what we can there. Alright, given that, we're going to need our stock dig down. We want to go down, get a central shaft. It makes maneuvering around a lot easier. Things like that. Game version again, 40.19 I believe. The biome looks like a swamp. I really wasn't paying attention, and mountain. That much I do know. Objectives for this one, as always, survive. Outside of that, metagame objectives, I really would like to see if we can capture a sizable force, get them ready to be pitted, and then start doing gladiatorial combat by sending in one well-equipped dwarf against a lot of cannon fodder, and just kind of have a ritual of sending them in. So I think when I did the search for it, I asked for the most violent. I keep forgetting what it is. It's Untamed Wilds, I think, is what it came up as. I don't remember what the mountain biome is, so who knows? We'll figure it out. Let's see here. I need a central staircase. For those of you that watch, I do a particular type of central staircase. It's a 3x3, but we keep the middle empty. I like to put statues or artifacts there. We're going to go down a little bit here. Oof, looks like we got a lot of rock. We might have to go all the way over here for a farm. We'll figure that out. Ooh, too much! Alright, so let's go here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go 7. 8. There we go. Then we're going to take that middle square and turn that into digs. And we'll set these for upstairs just for cosmetic purposes. Alrighty. And we're still going to have to figure out where our soil is. And I think most of it's over here, but we'll do a couple of short tunnels here just to figure out where we're at. I think that's all in the mountain biome, so I don't think I have to go very far. Maybe about there should be sufficient. And this looks like it's clay. So let's grab as much of this as we can for our initial farms. That should be 2 shift moves should be sufficient. Alright, so we're going to have a guy doing a lumberjacking. We're going to have the usual routine. I have 3 miners. We've got a lot of wildlife now. I've tweaked my embark, so I've got like bunnies and birds and just a whole big clump. Now we're only going to go a little bit south of this pool here, so let's put let's go over to about here, and that's where we'll set our pen and pasture for all of our critters. So the axe we'll get rid of because they just graze too much. They've apparently tweaked some of that. I haven't really gotten an opportunity to figure that out. We're going to find that out, but just as an idea of what I brought with, we have 2 lambs, 4 hens, rooster, goose, 4 guinea hens. Basically, 4 females, 1 male, 4 females, 1 male, 4 females, 1 male of all the egg-laying birds. So one of the first things we're going to try to do is get some nest boxes. Yes, I have used auto labor. I don't like it very much. I find it keeps people busy, but everybody gets too busy doing other stuff, and I'd rather have more control over what they're actually doing, if that makes any sense. I like to break people out quickly into special teams for certain things, stone smoothing, stuff like that, and auto labor just tends to get in the way of that. Alright, we're going to have a little spot here for initial barracks, a place to put 2 desks and 2 chairs for basically our accountant and for our manager. Who's that? If you're using my embark profile, you're going to end up with just 2 guys doing all the work. So basically we just need 2 tables, 2 chairs. Because Kubuk and Stukos are going to be basically our big leader types. So we'll get them taken care of here shortly. Alright, everybody's off doing their thing. People are going to start pulling animals over to the embark. Our diggers are down. Life is good. Well, we'll see. I have not played since, well, the last time you guys saw me streaming, so that'd be like almost a year. Something like that. I have been busy doing a little bit of EVE Online again, ever since the basically Phoebe expansion. Kind of had some fun with that, doing industry for the most part, helping out the Provi Block guys, so for those of you that like EVE Online, you'll know what I'm talking about there. Reactivated my World of Warcraft account, hanging out with some of my friends there as time permitted throughout the year for this Warlords of Draenor thing. Ran all the quests, just waiting for all the looking for raid stuff. Once I've done that all once, then I'm done. I'm not the type of person that can run a dungeon over and over again. I'm there for the story. It's a nice single player game for me that I get to play with some friends once in a while, but raiding and all that crap, I don't have that kind of free time. I just don't. Alright, we should have some wood to work with. Build, workshop, carpenter. We'll just set that down here since that's all barren area anyways. We'll make it out of wood. We are going to need a place to stash some stuff. We're going to need refuse. So let's get that. PR, refuse. We will set that right here temporarily. Queue, settings. We're going to be using all that crap anyway, so we're fine there. We're going to do build, workshop, butcher shop, and for tannery. And we're going to need a R for crafts dwarf. We don't have to have it right there. We'll just set it over here. That's fine. So those basically are your 3-4 initial buildings. A carpenter shop. We're going to need beds. We're going to need... I do use workflow a lot, by the way, clinics. In fact, if you go to the Dwarf Fortress forums, I have... it's a little bit out of date, but I still use bits and pieces of it. I have a workflow script for damn near everything, so... And looks like the streamer is lagging again. Thank you, Charter. They've been having issues, so my apologies if this hitches and lags, but until I can figure out a solution to the problem, it's just something we got to live with. So again, carpenter, we're going to get beds. We're also going to be building minecarts. I like using, I guess you would call it legit quantum stockpiling. It makes it just a lot easier to manage stuff. Your butcher and tannery, because we have one hunter, and if we're lucky, he won't kill himself right away by trying to hunt something too big for himself. We will be doing a trap entrance. I've been kind of refining that down, trying to get as few dig operations as possible. Again, time is everything when you start out. If you can get some key things out of the way in the first, I don't know, basically hour or two, or the first year of the game, you're pretty well set in. It's just that first year is very critical, and if you're starting out, don't worry about going through 50 fortresses, learning how to get that first year out of the way. It's not terribly difficult, it just takes some practice. So with rollers, transportation, minecarts, I don't use tracks. It's just the real simple single minecart dumping effect. I'll get to that here in a little bit once we get some room downstairs done and show you how to do that. That's pretty early on because I use it for wood right off the bat. So let's let these guys do their thing a little bit. I'm going to be switching over to Dwarven Therapist here in the background. And one of the first things I'm going to do is just make sure everybody has carpentry to start with. And the main reason for that is just so we can get those critical wood building elements out of the way. One of which is walls. We want to get some walls up and running so we have some structure to what we're doing. So, build, see, speaking of walls, we should have plenty of wood. We have all of our nice DF hack stuff around, so we can do box select and all that jazz. So we're going to come up here. So that looks about good. And 50 by 50 is kind of what I shoot for. You can usually get away with 50 by 50 as a build in your first year. So it's 50-ish. It's cutting it awfully close. It's not too bad. I think I might want to drop a little bit off of this side and add a little bit this way. Okay, let's go one more. Yeah, that'll do. That looks decent. What is that, about 47 by 53? That'll do. Alright, let's burn through some of our logs here. Wood, willow, custard, date, macadamian. That's about as good as we're going to get for now, which is fine. Gives us something to work with. Since everybody has carpentry, getting our carpenter shop built will be quick. We can get our beds knocked out. We get our 2 chairs and our 2 tables. So that's not too shabby. Yep, they can climb walls, but we have a real simple solution for that. The one thing they can't do is climb upside down. So if you think about a letter L, like this, we build a wall here, and then we build a floor here. They can't get over and up. So that's all we do is we have an overhanging ledge. Problem solved. However, they can jump. So one of the problems we have when we go downstairs in our normal, if you watch the last series, with our trap design for our trap hallway, you need to have at least 2 spaces, preferably 3, but 2 spaces, because what they'll tend to do is they'll dodge off of an edge and then they'll grab onto the wall. And because they can grab onto a wall now, you have to be careful because depending on the creature, apparently they can slip through fortifications, for instance. So you got to be careful with that. Alrighty here, how we doing? We're okay. Carpenter's up and running. Add chair, add table, bed. There. I'll just go in there for the moment.
I said no.
Yeah, there's always something blocking it. Alrighty, down here. Okay, good. We got some more clay we can work with in here. Once I get this hollowed out and we get our farms up and running, then I think we'll expand out this a little bit for a little bit extra storage. For farms, not much has changed there. Basically, we're shooting for 6 farms, 1 for each plant type. We don't need to make them super big because then stuff tends to rot anyway. And the size that I found that works best is like 3 by 5. 3 by 5 is enough to feed an entire fortress for plant life, at least. By the time you would ever get to the point where those initial 6 3 by 5 farms aren't enough, you've got more than enough food coming in from livestock, cat explosions, fishing, all that kind of crap. So don't worry about doing much more than that. Have you prospected already? When I did the site, I just made sure that there was iron, which we do have apparently here. Outside of that, I didn't do a full prospect, but if you'd like, I can probably, let me see here. How could I do that? No time like the present. Let's see here. And prospect all. Okay, let's see if I can get this to show up. and the broadcasting software, which I think I can do. That would be new, add, window capture, PDF hack. Okay, and let's grab. I think this is what I'm looking for. Okay, there it is. I think you guys can see that now. I'll scroll up a little bit here and see what our report says. We have base materials, don't care. Liquids, don't care. Layers, clay, sandy clay, chert, quartz, gneiss, phyllite, marble, schist, granite, slag, silver. We got about 4,600 units of hematite. So we got a decent amount of iron, not super huge. We got some lignite hiding around here so we can get some fuel. Petrified wood, 150, that's nothing. And the usual cave stuff there. So, alright, I'm going to hit pause here on these guys for a moment. Okay, build table. Let's throw our table here. Table here. Chair here. Chair here. Okay, let's get some beds in here. Alright, that'll be enough. Farms. 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's our farm setup again. Oops, too many. So there's our core ones for edibles, and then I just tend to stash that's our dimple cups, spillover, whatever the hell we want to throw up there, our oddball. Then we're going to need a place to stash stuff. We're going to go with food. We're just going to come down here to the bottom, because this is 2 ships wide. We're going to set this for seeds. Settings, food, block all. Will permit seeds. That'll work. We don't want any barrels and no bins. We're good there. And we're good. So those guys can get busy on that. We've got some of our woodworkers already doing their thing. Good chunk of walls built. I'm hoping our lumberjack is off doing his thing. We might be out of wood. Let's get a few more trees going here. Let's grab like up here. There we go. Let's see, wall. We're going to turn the box mode off because box mode doesn't like to build on streams. There we go. And we'll unsuspend these now that the logs have been used up, and they should hopefully get back to finishing that off. So, oh yeah, sorry about that. Thank you for reminding me. Turn that off. There. Is that gone now? I'm lagging behind because obviously Twitch is delayed, but I think I got it off. Come on, Ricky. Did it work? I think it's off. Hoping it's off. Alrighty, walls are looking good. Making good progress there. It's 100 degrees in my office. Holy cow. Alright, we got some beds in here. We can make this a dormitory now. There we are. We can make these into offices. Assign to Kubuk and assign to Stukos. There. They'll get their tables here in a second and life will be good. Alrighty, build wall. Let's turn box select back on. Let's see how much we want to grab. 47-ish. Yeah, looks decent. Burn some more wood up. Logs, kumquat, custard, olive, lava. Alrighty, how are we doing here? Like short one. Alrighty, now we need our entrance in. Since we have this little mountain chunk here, we could go like this. Come in a ways. Like so. And then we can go down into our ramp. Or we can just stick with going through the dirt like we normally do. And I think I'm going to keep that. We can use that as like a turret. We can hollow out that wall and turn that into a fortification. So let's put our entrance somewhere where we can shoot at them if they try to come in. Let's say here. Dig H down. Dig 3 H down. Dig 2 3. I think we're in stone already, so we're okay. So we can come up here. Okay, so this is where we're going to come in. We're going to need 2 wide. Because of the whole, they can jump now. That'll be our trap hallway. We will put a staircase here, I think. And have them come in right there. That way we can put like a cage trap there maybe or something. Let's put a wall, gap there. So that looks about good. 1, 2, 1, 2. Like so. And we'll need a gap, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we turn. And this is where we need to come in. Somewhere right about there. Again, the advantage of this type of entrance, it allows the traders through. It does us no good, I mean like no good at all against anything that's trap avoid. So we're not super cheaty in that regard on that design, but it works. So there's that. Where they come in, and there we go. And there's our trade depot. You can come over here, drop a little bit, come up here, boom. Cut over here, boom. We need a bridge room, aka dogs as well. That'll do there. There, we're good. Now we'll have them dig off from the inside out. That's usually the safer way. So I just need to can this temporarily. There. Okay, there we are. So, woodcutters are doing their thing. Yay! We've prioritized carpentry still. We're doing okay there. Once we get our wall and our tunnel dug out, we're good. But I'm going to, again, switching over to Dwarven Therapist. I'm grabbing my miners. I'm stripping them of all their activities, clear all labors, except for mining. They need to hollow out that entrance something fierce. So they'll finish up whatever non-mining tasks they have, and then they get moving on that. Now, we need our farm set up. We're going to go with plump A, plump B, plump C, plump D, plump. Next, A, quarry, B, quarry, C, quarry, D, A, sweet pods, B, sweet pods, C, no sweet pods, D, don't care. Yeah, I could backfill with plump helmets, but that just tends to generate too much work for people. Pigtails, B, C, pigtails, D. I'd rather just have it sit idle and have less picking jobs and planting jobs. A, B, cave wheat should be next. C, no cave wheat. And then dimple cups, I don't even bother with initially. We've got it earmarked for dimple cups, but is, shift enter is all seasons. Good to know. Don't you need a bridge over that stream? No, it is a stream. It's a brook basically, so it's got a solid surface, so they can walk on top of it and still fish, which is really awesome. Which I need to finish that wall off. Turning box select off because box select doesn't like to build on top of that. Nope, that is one of the advantages. If you're starting out or you want just to not have to deal with the hassle of fishing, you can set it as a brook, and they can also get water from it, from the surface. It's basically too shallow. That's what that boils down to. Water, fishing, ORO, and then we also need ZDF, zone only. So if they need water, they want to fish, they're going to go to that stream. They can stand on it. They'll pull snails, clams, turtles, all sorts of crap out of it. You won't get a lot of deep water fish out of it. We'll get that later when we get a cistern up and running. They might get lucky out of this larger pond down here getting something, but basically they're just going to be getting turtles and mussels and things like that. Which isn't bad, because the nice advantage of turtles and mussels versus, like trout or anything like that is you get shells. And if you're in a pinch, you can make shell armor, shell crafts, things of that nature. Let's go and set up our hotkeys real quick. H, oops, no, Shift H, there we are. F1, Z, F2, Z, F3, Z, and that just gives us our quick hotkeys, 1, 2, 3, so we know what we're doing. And our miners are busy doing their thing. I'll get that chewed through here real quick. Everybody else is setting up walls. Our farmers should be getting around to doing something at some point. In fact, I'm going to go to DF and make sure everybody also has farming that's not a miner. Just initially. The carpentry orders will be the higher priority, which is an issue because we have to keep tabs on our food and drink. Nobles. Bookkeeper, settings, highest precision. You'll get around to it eventually. Is our butcher shop built? Yes, it is. Why are my water buffalo just randomly wandering around? Could have sworn I put you in here. I did. Well, you're the most ill-behaved water buffalo I've ever seen. We will have to address this problem. Now, we've got enough wood for our wall. I'm going to go DZ. No, not Z, X, right? Yes, remove designation. I want to keep some of my trees inside my walls. So we're going to cancel those wood cutting orders. We can use those trees for fruit and all that kind of crap, so we don't want to necessarily get rid of them. Will you do something with power? Yes, I usually try to. Either I make dwarven reactors, or I'll make a channeled stream when I build the cistern, and then have water flow going to turn water wheels. Nowadays, for the most part, just from a frame rate standpoint, it's usually just safer to build a dwarven power reactor for energy rather than trying to create enough water flow. Because the hard part is you can create an artificial stream, but if you don't drain it fast enough, the water isn't considered moving, and then your water wheels stutter. They'll like move once and then they'll stop and then they'll move again, and you have to have like a row of like 20 of them just to keep your power level up, and it's just a disaster. So if you check the Dwarven wikis, you'll find plans for what they call a Dwarven water reactor, and those are usually, you build 3 of those and you're set for power. So it doesn't behoove you to do it the hard way, so to speak. Water. Oh, geez, I'm gonna have to force build through that. Dig. One of these days, Toadie's going to add it where if you have water above, it's going to collapse down. It's just a matter of time. Until then, we'll just plow through it. Yeah. Or I should just hit no pause, but I gotta micromanage this. Dig. Come on, Ricky. Luckily, I don't have to plow through too much. Wait a minute, I didn't want that one there. Okay. Yes, we know there's water above us. Keep digging anyways. Danger? Pfft. We're dwarves. When have we ever worried about danger? Oh, he fixed the grazing bug, huh? Yeah. Well, make my life easier, I hope. Build depot. Let's get a trade depot started here. And something needs to be dug out there. The disadvantage. Oh yeah, that's right. That isn't dug out. Disadvantage of being colorblind, and I'm using a color set that's supposed to help with that, but it's very hard to tell certain things apart. Oh, come on, people, dig. Good. Let's see. Stocks. Helmets. I don't want those cooked. I want those brewed. Seeds, we're okay. Drinks, life is good. Population 7. Food stores are okay. How are we doing on that wall? I think we'll breach the surface beforehand, so I think we'll be good. We should have a few more beds, though. I think I queued up, yeah, 6. There we are. Planting has started. Build workshop L. We'll need a pair of stills. Another still. We need a kitchen. And then we can start hauling stuff in here in a second. Keep as much as you can in your wagon early on. Otherwise, you're going to inundate all of your little dwarves with carry and move and haul operations. So don't worry about unloading the wagon until you get your second migrant wave. Once the second migrant wave is in, then yeah, get all that stuff hauled in. But until you get that second migrant wave in, it's usually never a good idea. You'll just burn too much on people doing silly crap that just doesn't need to be done. Alrighty. Making progress. Let's see, did they get those dug out? Yes, they did. Build, depot. Boom. We'll make it a microline. Why not? We don't care. Alrighty, we're gonna put workshop mason. We're gonna put a temporary mason workshop right here. Just so we can start hammering out all that stone that we're revealing without a huge hauling trip. That's hopefully our goal. Now, with the new version, I have been told not to set up picking yet because all the seeds and the berries and stuff that you get on the surface is going to gobble up all of your bags. And since we're really short on bags because of our seeds, we're going to hold off on that till probably the next year. I see a hole, build wall, no, build construction wall, there we go. Plug that. Forget about it, and let's get the corner done too. There. I think that's all of our holes. Plug that hole, fool. Alrighty, looks like the kitchen got built finally. Let's get a generic food stockpile here. We'll just throw all of our non-seed food here. But one thing we do want to remember is we're going to disable, oops, enable, forbid seeds, and forbid eggs. Don't forget eggs. We don't want to be using any of our eggs yet until we got a good uncontrollable surge of animal life. Once we have too many birds to deal with, then we can start cooking up eggs. How do you feel dig order and job prioritization system? I haven't the foggiest clue. You can barely control your dwarves as it is, so I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to really impact gameplay from the sense of these dwarves are insane anyways, and getting them to do anything you want them to do is a miracle. The digging order, not going to affect me at all. If he finally fixed the Z-depth issue, then you can channel like a pit much easier. I got combat somewhere. Who's attacking what? I just heard it. It's under R. Yak Bull. Yeah. Speaking of that yak, Z, animals, butcher. Don't like them, don't need them, bye-bye. And speaking of which, let's make sure everybody has butchering. Butchering, everybody, tanning, everybody, done. Come on, load. Ooh, our first save. Yay! So, when we get around to trying to prevent them from climbing, the way that you build those walls is at the corners, you're going to just build a floor out at each corner. So you can build the fortifications all the way around, and then you're going to have a gap. You'll take the floor out, and then you'll finish the last fortification. So hopefully I can get to that here. Unfortunately, I don't have a huge amount of time, so but we'll see what we can do. Okay, somebody better be butchering that yak here soon. Alright, let's see here. We need, where's that carpenter? There it is. Add. A couple things. We need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 iron carts. And we're going to need 2 spiked wooden balls. That is for our eventual trap. Now that we have those queued up, we have a manager. We can do this. Queue. Cage. Wood. 20. Queue. Mechanism. 30. There. Now, down here. Still waiting on that mason. They're still digging out. We're getting there, though. So, big eye. Gotta finish our staircase here before I forget. We'll conveniently go to the same depth that our fortress ends on. And we're going to go all the way up here. So our miners always have an egress to get out. So they don't get stuck. Now go down here. Boom, 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 boom. That'll be taken care of. Okay. They're doing their thing there. Hauling in food. We've got some more carpentry orders. We're doing okay. So far, so good. Well, I'll say this. Our dog and our bull apparently just love playing together. Yeah, I'm gonna call it that, playing. Yeah. Could be a wild bull out there somewhere that they're screwing around with. Could be that. I do have a hunter and he's off doing something. Lord knows what. How are we doing on our digs? So this trap hallway has the least amount of dig operations that I could find that was reliable in its ability to route caravans and not enemies. If I make it any smaller, they can make it through. If I make it any bigger, it takes too long. It's about as efficient as I can come up with. Whether that's gospel, hell if I know. I'm gonna, at this point, now that we're past our first season, I'm gonna set everybody to have architecture, and that should hopefully get somebody down to do the trade depot here soon. As we get migrants, as we get further into the game, we'll be adjusting more and more specialization and kind of ramping up our guys. But right now, we just want to get a basic wall up, get our initial entrance in, and hopefully survive the first year. So, I've struck cherry opal. Yay! Alright, our farmers are getting better at their jobs. They're actually doing their jobs. This is always nice to see. We are making good progress now on our entrance. Enough now where I can do the actual staircase in. Take H. Gotta find out where that goes. It goes right here. There. Now that we actually have an entrance. My breweries are not getting built. This makes me nervous. I got 117 in booze, but well, I'll probably be able to fix that once the migrants get in here. I see another gap in the wall. Let's see, wall. Oh no, there's something there. Oh, it's bloody. That's why I can't see it on my screen. It's too dark. Okay, so there's a pending build there. Good. It's a. Almost due for another cup. Are the north and south walls suspended? You mean like up here? They're pending their build operations. Everybody's got carpentry, but the job prioritizations and stuff is going on, so they're pending. So, nope, they're not suspended. They're just waiting on somebody to actually do something. So I do not have the body count yet for. Why are you guys all hanging around there? You should all be in the pen and pasture at this point. People just not wanting to haul them? You guys lazy? You're afraid of chickens? Admit it. You're afraid of chickens. You filthy little bastards. Okay, people, move along. Alrighty, we've got an official entrance now. Woohoo. Still not minecart friendly, but we're getting there. Our caravan. Ah, good. One bull down. One less animal beating on my dogs. Let that be a lesson to the rest of you livestock. Well, the poultry don't give a damn. They're probably like, yay, the bull's gone. Make it a meeting area. Tempting. Actually, what I should do is I should build a gladiatorial pit with like a restaurant, dining hall around the upper level where everybody can sit and then see the combat down below. But of course, then the moment the combat starts, everybody scatters. If only windows prevented people from getting scared. I could put it like glass windows, but if they see through the window, they'll still freak out, which is a bummer. I could put it below the throne room. Nothing says comply like a pit of people dead underneath you. That would be kind of cool. I think I have sand. I might be able to get sand on this map somewhere. I don't know. We'll see. This kind of sand. I think this is just clay, isn't it? Yeah, I think I can get sand out of this. Let's find out. Nope, can't get either. Bummer. So I'll have to import glass, but that would be kind of fun, is having a throne room with a big glass floor down into the death pit. Every diplomat that comes in, hey, look down. That's what happens. See that? Yeah, that pit's full of the last people that pissed me off. I think it'd be a great negotiating tool. Okay, you guys gonna finally finish that up? Yay, we finally have an official entrance. Big H. Now we just need to trim down our pit so we can break a few legs as we go about this. So we're going to dig down another layer, and then we're going to put one dig up there so they can get out. There. I feel much better. Alrighty, unpause. Because that's low priority digging, I can get my my miners back on carpentry duty to finish that wall. Don't need terribly pressing issue there. They'll get around to it. Is it good to build near a river? Two factors that go into building near a river. This is basically a brook, so it's got a solid surface, so you can't fall in and things can't jump out. If you build near a deep river, which has like a pond or a lake like this, you've got a couple issues. One, dwarves have a habit of falling into a pond. Two, another factor that comes into play is the wildlife in the river. If you're in certain biomes, you can have issues like alligators, hippos, unpleasant things. Why is that? That dog really does not like that bull. They have been going at it now for a couple months, technically. That's going to be an interesting story. Yeah, you remember that embark where the dog spent the entire game chasing one bull around? There they go. I'm just going to write it off as that they're really good friends and they're playing. Yeah. Speaking of our dogs, we can relocate our dogs to their appropriate location. We like to keep them down here. And we're going to put our dogs down here. Where do dogs go? Dogs! Come on, dog. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And if I do that, maybe it will pull the dog off the bull. Maybe. Okay, our wall is almost done. Build C up. We want to make sure we have an upstairs at some point so we can get up there. We are going to have to trim back the trees away from our wall and eventually pave that so they don't regrow, because depending on the circumstances or how enemies dodge, I have had enemies dodge up into a tree and then climb over and then back down. So there's issues with that. They don't seem to want to climb that much, but they apparently do get, under certain circumstances, incentives to go up. So who knows how that's going to play out later. So we will be doing some outside trimming. Come on, there's our last wall segment on the south and north. We are now forced to go through the tunnel. This is a good thing. Alrighty, so that's there. He's working on that. Let's expand this out just a tad. Just so we can get a little bit more space. We're going to put our wood stockpile there, I think, among other things. Let's go back one more. That way we have enough room. This is where I'll throw our stockpiles. Now, we're going to need a dining hall and some bedrooms. Let's go here. Come here. There's going to be our dining hall. Alright, we're going to put a grand kitchen space here. I think that's about enough space for 2 kitchens. 1, 2, yep. And we'll put a grand brewery here. We'll do that. We got room for our stockpiles for each of those. Go here and here. Okay, everybody's going to go through here, and then we'll have our living quarters start going this way. We'll figure that all out later. And here, and here, and here. Got to keep this lean and mean for the moment. And we're also going to need a barracks that isn't ghetto. think I can still get away with saying ghetto. I don't know, has ghetto become politically incorrect yet? I don't know. We don't want no ghetto. Scrub ass shithole for my guys to live in. We need to impress people. Let's go like this. And this. And this. There we go. Behold, Doc Crib. That looks good. We can get enough beds in there to placate people and keep immigrants going okay, and yeah, that'll work. That'll work just fine. I think. Yeah. Sure, let's run with it. Alright, so there's our new dig ops. We're good there. Everybody's got to go through that. Don't have to worry about anything growing on there. You guys are down one, so at least they're going to get a sprained ankle when they fall. Let you guys get back to working the other stuff. Good. Hey, first time in your stream. Let's see here. I cannot read that for the life of me. Hold on. What is that? Aurelius? Aurelius? Something like that. Hi, Aurelius. I'm going to run with it. Just because, for whatever reason, blue on black is just damn near impossible to read. So, alright. What are we doing on the clock here? It's 6:06. I can probably make it to 6:30. That shouldn't be too bad. I have to start dinner and all that jazz. Yes, I can actually read that. That actually is easier to read at a distance. Lord knows what to read. I think it's just the color settings on that monitor. So, dig faster, you fools! We need to get this smoothed out so it's all pimp. People are happy. There we go. D, S for smooth. Now, we could smooth the whole thing. I just want to smooth where I'm going to put beds. For now. It's also going to give me a count of beds to make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we need 22 beds. JMQ, bed, give me 22. You know, get around to it when they get around to it. Now, that's out of the way. We'll come back later when we have a few more dwarves and we'll finish smoothing that out. That way when people are stuck living in a dormitory before we have, you know, homes and stuff, it's a little easier on them. They'll be less pissed. The whole behavioral change, I haven't even figured that crap out yet, so who knows how that plays out now, but screw it. We'll chalk it up to RP. Let's make sure our dormitory is a nice, chill place for people to relax. Alright, we're doing okay up here. Let's do build P. Now let's just get a nice big outside farm that we'll use later. We won't do anything with it for now, but let's just get it built. So it's out of the way. Alright, JMQ, brew from plants, 30. That'll keep the brewery basically stuffed with work orders, so they'll start brewing stuff up and all that jazz. I think we're doing okay on food count. Kitchen. Sweet pods, okay. Seeds, we're still doing good. Drinks. Don't cook any of my booze. And we've got plenty of bull stuff. So let's do this. JMQ, meal, easy meal, 30. We'll keep 30 jobs in there. We'll see how that plays out. Alright, let's see here. How's our carpentry? Good. But we have no specialists because we're still waiting on our first migrant wave. If we get one. Who knows? Maybe our civilization is dead and I didn't bother to notice. Righty. Let's see here. We're doing okay. Yes, I know I have an insufficient clone. We don't have clones anymore for that. Quit spamming that. Close that. Stupid Eve mod. Waiting for that new version. No more skill point loss. Yay. Is there a guy just sitting on a bed? Holy crap, is there a hole? I think there's a hole. Open space. Ah! There's a hole right there. That goes down into the initial dormitory. How the hell did we end up with a hole there? Oh, tree. Build C floor. Let's just patch that hole. I'd really feel sorry for the soggy guy that's got to sleep in that after it rained. Interesting. This whole new rendering thing that they've got where you can see down a few Z levels is kind of off-putting. But I'll run with it. Don't let the president get used to it. Alright, you guys are busy. Everybody's busy. Food production looks pretty good. I don't see any withered, wilted plants. Aha! Migrants. Delicious. I mean, good. Good. How many did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and some, looks like a llama and maybe a goat or something. I don't know. We'll get them assigned to a pasture here and see. Looks like we got an alpaca and a lamb. Yay. So everybody's gonna head down to the wagon because I didn't set up a meeting hall yet because I'm retarded that way. And we haven't finished digging out the meeting hall, so yeah. Alright, I got an idea. Let's see here. We need, do I have any masons working yet? Masonry up and running yet? Still waiting on masonry. Let's give everybody masonry while we're at it. Just throw everybody on masonry. Yay! Everybody's a mason. Good. JMQ. Statue. Rock. 1. Alrighty. And make sure our new guys are showing up. Yes, we do. Yay. Get those on masonry work as well. As well as carpentry. Boom. Alrighty. Ah, good. We mason guys building that place. Yay. And the depot's getting built. Even more yay. And now I just need a workshop. Mechanic. That'll do. Looks like it's blocking the whole hallway, but it's only blocking one little spot, so. Remember when all the creatures were climbing around in the trees when the dwarves were in combat? They would fight in the trees and fall out of time, killing themselves. Yeah. We're going to be, shall we say, pruning the forest. Don't tell the elves. Yeah, what we'll end up doing is, around this, we're going to probably go 5 out, and we'll just build a road. Act as a buffer. Plus, if we have guys up on ramparts and stuff and they need to shoot down, well, they're going to need to shoot down. So, okay, those guys are busy. Busy beavers. Our dining hall is almost done. And we better give everybody under the sun stone detailing. The reason is because we want to get that all detailed out before our beds are done. We got some cages getting built. We're still waiting for mechanisms, but we just started that, so good. He's starting to smooth for the beds. Yeah. Excellent. Something just finished. What do we get? Rock statue. There we are. Build a statue. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. We'll build that statue. Turn that into a statue garden thingy. They can all hang out there when there's spare time so they don't get cave adaptation. Once these guys are done getting all that smoothing done, I can do my bed planning. Alright, good. Build, bed, Shift P for planning mode. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we need some doors, which we'll use planning mode again. Shift P. There. So we're good there. We're A-okay. Life is good. Actually, let's do some more door planning here, just so we can remember what we're doing. There we are. Alrighty. How are we doing on food? Drink is holding at 105. We really need to get moving up. We have 54 meals, it looks like, possibly. We had 54 other. Let's make sure everybody has cooking. That should be a basic life skill that everyone should have, even if you're in college, in a dorm. You'd be amazed how much cooking you can get done with a coffee pot. Alright. Build tables. Planning mode, yes. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's go like here. And we want a gap, a chair, and a table. So we'll go like this. Table, table. Chairs, planning mode again, because we're not too picky at this point, because we're going to be using part of our dining hall for other stuff like build, workshop, masonry, and mechanics, and crafting, and let's see here, anything else we need off the top of our head, and immediate. Get those out of the way. Okay, we're done with the bulk of our dig ops. We got our soft stuff up here, which will go real quick. And we can start getting our quantum stockpiling taken care of, which we'll get that. Isn't Control V the hotkey to mine out an entire vein? If you have DF hack installed, yes. Control V, I think, and Control Shift V is veins and then going up and down Z levels. I try not to use that just because it tends to get me in more trouble than it's worth, but yeah, otherwise I just do the command. It's dig V and dig VX, I think. Alright, so we have some space here. Let's do our first quantum stockpile. First thing you're going to want to do is figure out where you're going to kind of set it up. Save your little spot on the side here, and we're going to go with a 3x3, and then we're going to put one right here. So it looks like a kind of a distorted exclamation mark, if you would. Now, with this, we're going to have them putting it in the 3x3, and then we're going to dump it into this 1 for space. The first thing we need to make this magically happen is we're going to go build, C, Shift C for construction, Shift S for a track stop. You'll notice up here, it tells you all of your information. The only thing you're worried about is dump on arrival and direction. This is the direction to the small square, so south. Like that, and then you can just build it out of whatever you want. Wood is fine, it doesn't matter. So what ends up happening is we're going to put a mine cart on a hauling route that's going to just sit on that one little track stop. It's never going to move, and you're going to load the cart and then dump it forward. Load the cart, dump it forward. That's all you're really going to end up doing. So next part of this then, so you've got your stockpiles, you've got your track stop, now you got to set up your hauling route, which is H. Hit H, press R for a new route, we're going to name it with N, we'll call it Wood 1. You're going to press S to add a stop. You're going to hit Enter, this is the default stop stuff, we don't care about any of this. S for a new stockpile link, move up 1, Enter, we'll go Wood. put the cursor there first. S, move down, S, and then press T to switch that to give. Minus arrow, you're going to go up, see where I highlighted take. You're going to just make sure it says wood. That's all. Okay, you've got that taken care of. You're going to hit escape. Last thing you're going to do is press V for vehicle and assign a minecart. That's it. That's how you make a legit quantum stockpile. What's going to end up happening then is they're going to take all the wood, put it in the top one. They'll probably put one in the bottom one too, but it's not a big deal. They'll build that track stop, and they're going to shove a minecart on top of it. It's going to be just like a pivot. See, we've got our little minecart there. So that whole rig setup is basically how you can do a legitimate quantum stockpile versus the old days where you'd have to like dump it in a hole and all that kind of stuff. It does take some labor, so keep that in mind, but that's the way it is. So I'm going to wrap it here, unfortunately, guys. I got to get some stuff taken care of, but I'll end up leaving it here. We've got the quantum stockpile set up. I'll show you how to do the other ones, and then we'll be doing this again later. So thank you for stopping by, guys. Have a great day, evening, morning, wherever you happen to be, and enjoy. Now, if I can just remember how to stop recording, streaming, whatever. Oh, there's the button. Okay. Later, guys. It's been fun.